All right, we're back out live. We have the Davison starting five to show you, and Keller, why don't you fill in the blanks there?
All right, number 2, Curtis McMahon. He'll be starting at the guard spot. Number 3, Andrew Martin-Bianco. He'll be at another guard spot. Derek Fracolosi will be bringing it up the middle. Bobby Hatton, 6'6", will be down low as a center, and Joel Schultz, 6'3", will be another forward.
Speaking of Joel Schultz, that last game against Grand Blanc, he got off to a torrid start. He scored something like 11 points in the first quarter alone. They just didn't seem to have an answer for his scoring prowess.
Joel Schultz is good early.
And he came back and scored some more points later in the game as Davison was able to pull out the thrilling overtime victory over Grand Blanc. Okay, this is Schultz with the basketball, passes to Fracolosi with a new coif tonight. He went from bald last year to blonde this year to something a little more conservative. Schultz with the basketball, surrounded by 3 defenders. McMahon over to Fracolosi, drives baseline, dishes off to Schultz. Dangerous pass, he somehow comes up with it. Getting murdered, mugged inside.
They're gonna call that a jump ball.
There you see our scoreboard. Another addition to DTV Sports presentation of Cardinals basketball. Okay, the Cardinals bringing it down the floor. This is Curtis McMahon over to Bobby Hatton. He's not a three-point threat. Martin-Bianco. Fracolosi now. Curtis McMahon passes down low to Schultz, loses control. This is number 21, misfiring for the Hornets. Fracolosi now with the basketball. Martin-Bianco. Cross-court pass, Joel Schultz spots up and, that looked as money gets. The unfavorable bounce off the iron. Still no score, 6:30 left in the first. 21, Josh, what is that name there? Van Dries. Van Dries with the basketball. An outside shot from 11, David Mosier. Oh, too strong. Martin-Bianco looking to come up with the basketball on the other end of the bullet pass from Fracolosi, and it was not meant to be. We have a timeout on the floor here.
It's an early timeout.
There you see the Kearsley Hornets, the starting 5 for the Hornets.
Starting 5 for the Hornets, we have number 1, Mike Clifford, number 21, Josh Van Dries, number 32, Jason Fetters, number 30, Steve Warden.
I think that takes care of it.
Yep, that's about it.
1, 11, 21, 30, and 32.
Oh, and we forgot to mention number 11, David Mosier.
Okay, number 1, Mike Clifford with the basketball. Gives it up to 32, Jason Fetters. Steve Warden with it. It'll be Cardinals basketball as the Hornets turn it over out of bounds. Fracolosi pushing it up the floor.
Fracolosi had 23 last week against the Grand Blanc Bobcats.
Huge night, including the game-winning shot. Sizing up the defense right now. Martin-Bianco with it. He's going to drive, pass out to the corner. Curtis McMahon, a little floater, and the foul.
It's Curtis's first 2 points.
Unless my eyes deceiveth me, several of the Cardinals starters got haircuts this week.
They got rid of the shag look, it looks like.
Schultz with a haircut, McMahon with a haircut, Fracolosi with a haircut. I can't tell with Martin-Bianco. It looks about the same it did the other night.
Yep.
And Hatton, of course, was already wearing his shorts, so. There you see McMahon. No good. Mike Clifford brings it across for the Hornets. He'll try the middle. Bounce pass, number 30, Steve Warden. No good. Comes up with a rebound. Clifford. David Moser. Warden over to Clifford. Clifford tries a baseline J off the front of the iron. Or side of the iron, rather. McMahon drives baseline. Fracolosi. Oh, no look pass to Joel Schultz, and he's rejected by 32.
Off Curtis McMahon's legs.
Jason Fetters showing some ups. Kearsley, coached by George Gleason, barking out instructions. Almost threw it away. Dangerous pass. And there's another turnover. Bobby Hatton catches the basketball, stops, blocked off the backboard.
It's Fetters again.
Fetters applauding his own effort, and rightfully so. Man, the Hornets, it seems the part of their game they're struggling with the most already is the passing. Their passing lanes are clogged by Cardinals, and they're still trying some dangerous and somewhat sloppy passes. Fracolosi down to Hatton. The ball's tipped into the air, and the Hornets recover it. What do you think so far, Andrew?
Davison doesn't look like they're accurate right now.
They don't look like they're playing their A game.
No. Sloppy.
All right. Steve Warden with the basketball for the Hornets.
Warden's the Hornets' leading scorer. He's averaging 11.3 points a game.
Another dangerous pass that Davison almost picked off. Woo, George Gleason getting on the Zebras.
Letting him know his thoughts.
Swain in the ball game now. Fracolosi. Swain from outside, 3, no good. There's Fracolosi cleaning up after Joel Schultz tipped the rebound to him.
Fracolosi's first 2.
Nice teamwork there. 4-0 Cardinals. Mosier being harassed. 21, Josh Van Dries. Aarons on the shot.
They're going to call it a shooting foul. Number 34, Justin Sneller, will go to the line shooting 2. It's Ken Spicer's first foul.
Challenging one-on-one.
Wow.
Pass was too far underneath. And
proves
Davison.
that proves my sloppy play right there.
It's all about the passing.
Yep.
Michael Lahl in the ball game now. Back to Swain. Schultz between 2 defenders, and he traveled. You need to arrive at the airport at least an hour early.
30, Steve Warden checks back in for number 21, Josh Van Dries.
The energy level in the big gym just a little bit less than it was the other night for that frenetic, frantic, frenzied game against the Grand Blanc
I think we can
squad.
I think we could call that game a barn burner. My voice still hurts
Yeah.
from Friday.
I was a little hoarse the next day.
Yep.
Steve Warden Off the glass and in. I don't believe he called it.
It's Kearsley's first 2 points.
It shouldn't count if they don't call it. That's just my little. Swain. McMahon over in the corner to Lal. He'll spot up, in and out. David Mosier. So not a lot of highlight reel stuff here to show you on instant replay thus far. Although that one tipped rebound that Fracolosi cleaned up was pretty nice.
They're going to call over the back on number 23, Mike Lal. It's team's second foul.
The public address announcer here in the big gym getting creative. There's an air ball. McMahon with it, brings it across midcourt. Over to Lal.
Almost intercepted.
Oh, too strong for Spicer. That was Jared Noodle.
I talked to Dick McLaughlin earlier today. He says he's going to try to get some of the players that don't play as much into the game more tonight.
Well, it would be a good occasion to do that, being that Kearsley's talent level maybe isn't the same as some of the more competitive teams in the Big Nine. Although you can never take anyone lightly, because just like in the NFL, any given Sunday, any team can win. Swain with the floater, no good. And that'll do it for the first quarter, 6-2. Right now we want to throw it over to Matt Smith for a sideline report. He's standing by and ready to go.
The first points. It's currently 6-2. They're maximizing off of turnovers and they're playing good defense. They'll need to keep that up. Now over to JJ and Andrew.
Thank you very much, Matt. Fine job. There you see our eye in the sky camera of the big gym. As it's being adjusted by a technician, I can see from across the room here. And while that's going on, we'll go back to our baseline camera. So 6-2 is the score currently. Davison leading the Hornets. We are just about to start the second quarter here.
This reminds me of a week ago on Tuesday, that low-scoring game Davison
played. Man, that was what, their lowest scoring game in something like 800 years?
Yeah.
That was the 39-38 thrilling win. Obviously from that score, not an offensive showcase.
Yeah.
All right, 21, Bobby Hatton. Well, DTV student Garrett Sweet being called down out of the stands. He's going to shoot it up at halftime, trying to make how many foul shots for $100?
5 foul shots for $100. I had the opportunity earlier this year, and I couldn't commit. Or,
couldn't convert, huh?
Convert. I can't believe I used the wrong word.
Happens to the best of us, Andrew.
Yeah.
Hornets having some trouble inbounding the basketball. They finally do. And it'll be Davison basketball. This one official here tonight who likes to position himself right in our sight line for Davison's side of the room. There's a bullet pass from Frack to Hatton. Can't convert the easy layup. And Kearsley comes up with the basketball. This is 34 for the Hornets, misfiring. Justin Sneller. Hornets maintain. This is Sneller. Oh, a nifty little move, and he gets it to go.
That's Sneller's first 2 points.
Okay, there you see Curtis McMahon all the way across the court to Fracolosi. He'll fire baseline, in and out, but Hatton's there to follow it up.
Can you believe Fracolosi already has a new hairdo?
Yeah, it has changed since the beginning of the game. Bobby Hatton, nice little follow there on the putback. Davison,
Excuse me.
8-4.
Bobby Hatton's averaging 11.9s per game. That's his first 2.
We'll get a follow on the play. See who this is going to go against.
They're going to call it against Curtis McMahon. That's his first, team's 3rd.
Swain about to check back in here. I'm going to wager that Coach Dick McLaughlin is going to give Curtis a breather here and puts Swain in the ballgame. And that's exactly what happens. I must be psychic.
It's a crystal ball we have in front of us.
Jason Fetters.
He drops them both.
Oh, you jinxed him, Andrew. Look at this, Bobby Hatton running the point for about 20 feet. Fracolosi with the basketball, gives it up to Martin Bianco.
I didn't think Fracolosi was going to let Bobby
Swain.
Hatton bring it up.
I would have paid money to see Bobby Hatton go coast to coast and dunk it.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Joel Schultz. Fracolosi fakes the defender, gets the lean, and it won't drop.
It's not going to be as lucky as that ball on Friday night.
The Frack attack
makes it count. Number 42, Jason Manningham's going to check in for the Kearsley Hornets. For number 32, Jason Fetters.
Oh, too long on that one. Kearsley with the rebound. David Mosier. Justin Sneller across the court. Mike Clifford with the basketball. Picks up his dribble.
That was a smoker. That was a hard thrown ball.
I'd be curious to see how many turnovers the Hornets have at this point on bad passes. Swain with it. Bounce pass into the corner. Martin Bianco brings it out. Fracolosi. Hatton in the middle. Turns and guns and can't get it to go. Joel Schultz with the putback.
It drops. Schultz had 16 last Friday.
11-4, Davison leads. Mike Clifford with the basketball. 34, fires it up, and it's an air ball for Justin Sneller. Here comes Swain. Changes direction. Joel Schultz.
Counted. That's a quick 4 for Schultz.
Timeout, Kearsley Hornets. Davison leading 13-4 with 4.5 left in the first half. Bobby Hatton getting some advice from assistant coach Shane Alderson there. Shane getting very animated with young Mr. Hatton. So the pep band not here tonight and Queen filling in.
The music's under the direction of Eric Chorley, math teacher here at Davison.
Ooh, there's another close call and a turnover. Davison turning up the defensive pressure, harassing every Kearsley Hornet that touches the rock. Steve Warden drives. Oh, nice little change of direction. He takes it himself. Fracolosi, pass to Joel Schultz. He's mugged, and it won't go. I think about 4 or 5 Kearsley Hornets swarmed all over Joel Schultz as he was trying to make that shot.
They're still not out of football season there in Kearsley.
It's a good thing he didn't get stung.
Yeah.
Schultz fires it up and drains it. Some of the DTV students bringing you tonight's action: Morgan Green, Nikki Houston, Autumn Perry, Dan Putnam, Matt Smith, Julia Chan, Chris Harris, Brett Baker, Andrew Keller. Did I miss anybody?
I don't believe you did.
And Andy Walker.
Andy Walker. Great crew tonight.
Oh, we've got a headband on the floor. Headband alert. That's 33, Michael Pepin. That shot blocked. That was a trifecta.
They're going to get number 20, Swain, for following 30, Stephen Worden.
So, a whole host of Cardinals ready to check in, a flock, if you will.
Checking in for the Cardinals is number 2, Curtis McMahon, and 42, Ken Spicer. They're not going to let him. They're not going to allow him to go in yet. He's at the line shooting 3.
Now they'll come in.
Now they'll come in. We got 34, Noodle, 23, Lowell, 2, Curtis, and number 42,
Ken Spicer.
Spicer.
Going out is Schultz, Swain, Martin Bianco,
Hatton.
and Hatton. Davison rebound, 15-8 with 3.5 left in the first half. Cardinals leading. Spotting up is Curtis McMahon. Airballs it on an NBA length 3. Spicer out to Lull, traveled with it. Hornets push the ball up the floor. Ooh, they will retain possession. 21 there, Josh Van Dries trying a tough baseline pass. Steve Worden with the basketball, outlet pass. David Mosier. We have not called the name of Jason Manningham as yet. He's been occupying some space in the middle for the Hornets. Ooh, behind the back pass to Headband. Headband being number 33, Michael Pepin. Cardinals almost turn it over. Ken Spicer gives it up to Curtis. Jared Noodle. Spicer again.
Gonna get the jump ball.
And there's Manningham.
Manningham's giving us a type of 70s look tonight, isn't he?
Yes, he's got longer sideburns than I do. And I'm twice his age. Okay, Spicer. I feel like we're on E or something, the way that we've been commenting on the players' fashion attire and their hairdos. We'll have to give that a rest in the second half.
All right. Fracolosi adds his 6th point of the game.
Pepin with it. This is Worden. Off the glass, won't go. There's the foul for Pepin. Very athletic maneuver. Very nicely done for that young man.
Must be the headband.
Curtis McMahon about right where he was when he tried that NBA 3. Lull now. Across the court, back to Curtis. Down low to Frack. Can't hang on to it. Curtis follows it. Dish pass, supposed to go to Spicer. This is Lull.
The sophomore.
Drains it. How did it sound?
Swish.
Swish. (20-10) with a minute left in the first half. Martin Bianco fakes the pass, dribbles it around the perimeter. Swain with it now. Ooh.
Almost walked.
Here's Fracolosi for 3.
Stephen Warden is the leading scorer with 6.
So Fracolosi, the leading scorer on the floor with 9 points. Hatton blocked from behind. Schultz dumps it off to Fracolosi. No basket, he traveled. 9.7 seconds remain here in the first half on DTV Sports coverage of Cardinals basketball. 3 Cardinals converge to the ball. This is number 1. Mike Clifford shoots it up off the glass. No good. He probably shot it a little early. It will remain, no, it's going to be Cardinals basketball with a minute and a half, or a second and a half left.
Foul's going to be on number 33, Michael Pepin.
Schultz inbounds to Frack. Official said he got it off in time, but
didn't look that way, did it?
No, it didn't. 23-10, your halftime score from the Big Gym. The Cardinals doing what they were expected to do, and that was substantially show the Kearsley Hornets who's the better team. Here you see the cheerleaders out on the floor for the Davison Cardinals. Let's enjoy their performance here for a minute.
They finished second in Davison's cheerleading competition. I was there this weekend, so they're a good squad.
All right now let's toss it over to DTV sideline reporter Matt Smith. Matt, take it away.
Things are heating up here with Davison off to a 23-10 lead. The scores have been low, but excitement runs high. So far, Davison has done a great job silencing the Hornets to a mere 10 points. The greatest victory, however, has been the defensive pressure and the turnover game. The teams aren't out of the woods yet, a full half left to play, so get ready for another hard-fought half. Now on to Jason Carr.
Thank you very much, Matt. Now we'll watch as the Kearsley Hornet cheerleaders entertain the Davison side of the room.
It's impressive.
And there you have the Kearsley Hornets cheerleaders. Let's right now check out the monetary competition. Davison State Bank sponsoring. Noah with the basketball. 0 for 2. 0 for 3. Oh, he makes one. 1 for 4. 1 for 5. Oh, 2 for 6. Oh.
7 seconds.
2 for 8.
2, 1.
Up. 2 for 9.
Oh.
No good. 2 for 10.
Shows his disgust in the basketball.
All right, now we are going to get a performance from
the Davison Palm Squad. This game's unique because both Palm Squads perform tonight. Usually it's just the home Palm Squad that performs, but tonight, due to, I think it's tradition, both Kearsley and Davison's Palm Squads perform. This is making my night.
Michael Jackson.
Makes me want to get up and jump and jive. Maybe wail.
Hey, not bad.
That was sweet.
All right, there you have it. Pom-Pom-Arana.
That was cute.
Andrew, weren't you supposed to have a solo?
You know you make me feel. That's enough of that. So now we'll view the Kearsley varsity pom-pom squad.
Now clarify something for me, for an old fogey like me. Is
All
it pom-pon or pom-pom?
Spelled P-O-M-P-O-N.
So I guess it would be pom-pom, right? Oh, a little bit of Beastie Boys here. Look out. Brass Monkey.
I've always wanted to be a pom-pommer.
Really? Is that a secret dream of yours?
Yes.
You'll get there, Andrew. Hard work and practice.
It's going good. It's going good. I've already practiced.
Okay, we've got 173 seconds here until the second half starts.
Math teacher, Mr. Carr.
Yeah, so don't give me credit where credit isn't due. I can barely balance my checkbook. And the players come back out onto the floor to warm up.
Playing some great music tonight.
Yes, they are.
Did.
So you did your homework, Mr. Keller, on all these stats and everything. How are we looking at Davison players in the Big Nine, their scoring averages? Enlighten me with some of your statistical knowledge here.
All right. McRae out of Grand Blanc. He's the leading scorer in the Big Nine, averaging 22.1 points per game. Last week against Davison, he had 18. Many of his points coming in the second half.
All right.
Close behind him is Dixon from Swartz Creek. He's averaging 18.6 points per game.
All right. This is Big 9 scoring, right?
This is Big 9 scoring. Last week against Clio, he had 11. And for the leading scorers for Davison, Fracolosi, he's averaging 16.1 points per game.
Okay.
We have Schultz of Davison, he's averaging 14.8. Hatton, 11.9. And Kearsley's Stephen Warden is averaging 11.3.
All right, there you are. Up to the minute here on Big 9 scoring leaders on the floor tonight.
So far, the leading three scorers, Fracolosi has 9, Schultz with 6, and Hatton only dropped in 2 so far.
The Hornets only managed 10 points against the Cardinals defense in that first half, largely due to passing problems. They created a lot of turnovers for themselves by not taking care of the basketball.
Memories of a week ago's game are coming.
All right, 15 seconds until second half action begins here on DTV Sports on Charter Cable Channel 19 in the Davison area. For those of you staying inside on this cold and windy night midwinter, we appreciate your viewership. As always, if we can answer any questions for you, if you just want to call and give us your input, call the school's main number, 591-3531, and then it's extension 260.
All questions and comments are accepted.
That is, that is right. Of course, compliments are always welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Players out on the floor. Davison will inbound as cheerleaders and fans alike take their seats in respective places on the sidelines. Fracolosi.
On the floor for Davison, we have number 30, Joel Schultz, Fracolosi, Curtis McMahon, Bobby Hatton, and Drew Martin-Bianco.
It's Martin-Bianco with the basketball. Fracolosi thought about the three-pointer, pulled it down. Down to Schultz, dribbles once, pump fakes, and gets it to go. Opportunity for a three-point play here for Mr. Schultz.
On the court for Kearsley, we have number 1, Mike Clifford, number 11, David Mosier, number 30, Stephen Worden, number 32, Jason Fetters, and number 21, Josh Van Dries.
Ooh, will not go. Hatton almost with the rebound, but also almost with an over-the-back foul. This is number 30, up and over Schultz. Will not fall for the Hornets.
Gonna call that Kearsley ball.
Just a smattering of Kearsley fans here tonight. The Davison side of the room a little more crowded. Nowhere near as packed the other night versus Grand Blanc.
Not as loud either.
David Mosier with the basketball. Gives it up to Clifford. Guarded by Bobby Hatton. Hatton all over him like a cheap suit. And there's a turnover for the Cardinals as Fracolosi storming in. He throws up the prayer, almost gets it to go, but he's fouled in the process.
He'll go to the line shooting 2.
Fracolosi, when he gets it in his mind that he's going to the hoop, he goes there. He's tougher than a $2 steak. Drains them both.
Fracolosi has 11.
McMahon harassing the ball handler for the that's what happens when you create defensive pressure.
Great hustle by Curtis McMahon trying to get that ball.
He laid flat out like Superman and skidded out of bounds there.
That's his nickname around the school, actually. He's Superman.
Is he really?
He's Superman.
That's a good nickname to have.
Yeah.
My nickname, not surprisingly, was Joker when I was in school. It truly was. You're laughing at me even as we speak. And McMahon again laying flat out to go out of bounds in pursuit of the rock. This is number 21, Van Dries. In and out. Fracolosi pulls it up. McMahon spots up for the three. No good. Fracolosi, strong rebound. He skied way high above the rim for it. Van Dries. We've got a feedback problem in the gym, it sounds like, with one of the microphones here. McMahon ahead to Schultz, and he drops in the bunny.
Schultz has 10.
As we sit at the 6:08 mark of the third quarter here in the big gym. Suddenly I feel like I'm at Tiger Stadium. They got the organ going now. Need a hot dog with mustard on it. Steve Warden brings the basketball up for the Hornets. Bounce pass over to Van Dries. He storms baseline, rejected by Frack, but they're going to get him on a foul.
It's Frack's first foul. He has some to give.
We saw Van Dries. The public address announcer here at the big gym having all sorts of bothersome troubles with his microphone feeding back, drawing some dirty looks from the officials.
And the Kearsley coach.
Joel Schultz, another bunny.
That's 12.
You know what happens when you get two bunnies together? A lot of bunnies. There's three bunnies. They're multiplying, I told you.
For the viewers like me that don't know
what I'm talking
about, that's all right.
Rabbits multiply, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay. Van Dries with the basketball. He'll dribble, pass off. This is number 32. Off the back of the iron, that was Jason Fetters. Frack with it now. Derek Fracolosi.
That's a cool last name.
That's one of those like race car driver names. You almost have to be at the, Le Mans or Indy to have a name like Derek Fracolosi. He'd like to take the checkered flag for a victory here tonight, I tell you that. Boy, the Hornets cannot buy a bucket.
They've scored one.
Oh, no look pass to Joel Schultz from Fracolosi. It's kind of showtime for the Cardinals now. He went between the legs on the dribble and then threw a no look pass to Schultz on the baseline.
Schultz is making it hot in her.
Now the Hornets look like, oh, Van Dries a little too strong. Okay.
They're going to get that one on. Looks like number 2. That's his second.
Noodle, Swain, Lal, and Spicer in the ball game, and Hatton and crew take a seat. Joel Schultz, Curtis McMahon.
It's actually Curtis McMahon's third.
Van Dries looking to make something happen for his mates, and there's another turnover. Spicer with it. He's going to bring it up the floor a la Magic Johnson. Pulls up, a little too strong off the glass. This is 32. He's fouled in the act of shooting, Jason Fetters. Who's going to get this?
20, Ryan Swain. That's his second. Team's fourth.
Fetters looking to get himself on the board tonight. And he remains with a donut. Nothing. That one he drains. Now he's on the board.
He has a big smile on his face now.
Spicer ahead to Lal. Lal to Noodle. Noodle bounced past the Fracolosi. Too strong. Oh, what a pretty play. Oh, the three-pointer does go down for number 30, Stephen Warden.
Warden has 10 on the night. Kearsley's top scorer.
Swain drives, pops.
Fracolosi thought about dunking it.
Van Dries ahead, leading the break. Can't get it off. Another rebound for Spicer. He's playing a strong game tonight, and he's mugged from behind.
That block was by number 20, Ryan Swain.
Spicer playing with some passion.
Number 33, Michael Pepin checking in for the Hornets. Sitting number 32, Jason Fetters now.
Curtis McMahon over to Martin Bianco. We haven't called a lot of Martin Bianco's name tonight. It's been kind of quiet. Of course, Bobby hadn't traveled, so no basket.
Shows his disgust in that call.
We'd probably be hearing more from Martin Bianco, but Coach Dick McLaughlin making full use of his roster.
The reason I did that is I also talked to Bobby Hatton before the game. He says to go into the playoffs, you have to have a full roster that's ready to play at all times. So they're trying to get Davison's players that don't get as much playing time into the game to get more action.
That's right. You never know who's going to come off the bench and rescue you. Makes you think of James Voskuhl 10 years ago doing it for Michigan Hoops down in Ann Arbor.
Bobby Hatton actually filled in for Davison during the playoffs as a player that
John Walsh in the ball game as we talk about players getting some PT.
As a player that showed up every game and every practice, and it paid off for him at the end.
Yep. McMahon spots up. The triple try will not fall. Schultz with the rebound. Strong putback, and it's good.
Joel Schultz, 16 for the night, Cardinals leading scorer.
There's a tipped inbounds pass. Martin Bianco harassing the Hornets. Van Dries, baseline.
Gonna say he stepped out of bounds. Kearsley ball.
It was Schultz trying to come up with that turnover, and in the process of doing so, stepped out of bounds. Kearsley will retain possession. Headband with it. Michael Pepin. He was really active in the second quarter. We haven't heard a lot from him since then. Walsh. Passes all the way across the court to McMahon. Curtis directing traffic. Walsh in the corner. You know he'd like to shoot it up. Schultz unable to save it. Hey, we are on the same wavelength. What do you know? 41-16. As we close out the third quarter here, Kearsley has 4 seconds left. No good. 1 second. 41-16, the score here with 8 minutes left. The entire fourth quarter yet to come on DTV Sports. Cheerleaders passing out t-shirts here as they do the 50-50. We have Matt Smith by for a sideline report. Go ahead, Matt.
Right now, Davison is off to a blazing 41-16 win. They still have 1 quarter to go, but so far, Davison looks to have the upper hand. Schultz is on fire with 16 points, followed by Frack with 11. They've had some trouble keeping Warden to a minimum. He already has 10 points, but other than that, the Kearsley offense has only scored 16 points. They've been creating many turnovers with the trap and holding the Kearsley offense with the zone, shutting down Kearsley. Now on to Jason.
Thank you, Matt.
So number 10 getting ready to check in here for Kearsley. It would be Brennan Davis. We haven't heard from him tonight.
If you're at home, put your hands up and shout.
Little Otis Day and the Nights from the Animal House soundtrack, entertaining the masses here. David Mosier with the basketball. Gives it up to Steve Warden. Warden with it, spots up. Off the front of the iron on the 3, no good. John Walsh, nice rebound. McMahon directing traffic. Gives it up to Martin Bianco. He'll spot up and come up with error.
A little weak.
I know he wants that shot back. David Mosier. Oh, was trying to get it to Pepin. Bobby Hatton storming across the floor like a locomotive. Almost railroaded Kearsley's bench. Action right in front of us here. Almost an over and back. There's a turnover. John coming up with a basketball over to McMahon. So John getting some quality minutes. No look pass. A little risky. Nice follow for 21, Van Dries.
Van Dries has 3 for the night.
It is a 23-point margin right now with 6:42 left. Schultz a little out of position underneath there. Couldn't quite get the angle to get the ball to drop.
They're going to call the foul on number 33, Michael Pike.
44, Mark Schultheis, ready to check in.
First time we've heard from him tonight.
I'm guessing on that pronunciation, Mark Schultheis.
That's correct.
Okay, during the next break in the action, we're going to show you some of the faces behind the technology that brings you tonight's game.
Fracolosi checks in for Curtis McMahon.
Schultz on the line, looking to add to his 17 points.
They're going to say a lane infraction on Davison.
David Mosier with the basketball, being harassed by Martin Bianco and Hatton as they close ranks. There's a turnover.
Players to save his teammate's shot.
The ball goes out of bounds. Let's take a look at that replay real quick. And we're told that the replay is not quite ready. We'll get to it, I promise you.
That ball has an indentation of basketball rim on it now.
Oh, reject. This is Pepin draining it.
Swish.
Little salt and Pepin there. Traveled with it, Schultz. He didn't like the call. I didn't see it travel.
This ref has called more travels tonight than I think I've seen.
Wholesale substitutions is 5 for 5. Let's take a look at some of the faces behind the cameras tonight. Oh, there you see.
Not live.
Not live, no. Here is floor director Nikki Houston. Yes, you got it, Nikki. McMahon with the basketball, guarded by Pepin. Swain. Back to McMahon. Over to Lal. Noodle back over to McMahon in the corner. Count it! Curtis McMahon. There's a turnover. Michael Lal coming up with it. Harassed in the backcourt. McMahon picks up his dribble, passes to Lal. This is Swain driving the lane. And he causes pain to the Hornets.
Oh, they're going to give him a charge.
That's what I meant. He causes pain to the Hornets.
Oh.
All right, during this brief stoppage in play, let's take a look at some of the other faces that are bringing you the action tonight. There you see director Brett Baker getting into the musical swing of things.
Doing a great job. Brett.
And to his right, that's Chris Harris. Back to live action now. We gotta let them know the next time the camera's in the room, they have to turn around.
Yeah.
Lal, baseline. This is McMahon. Another one!
We just have word that Curtis has 10 points tonight.
Three and 17 left from the big gym. 51-20. Davison leads the Hornets of Kearsley. No bucket. It's going to be a charge. Number 10, Brennan Davis. Martin Bianco crosses midcourt, surveying the scene. Michael Lal in the corner. Swain tries the pass, goes out of bounds. It'll be Kearsley basketball. Let's take a look at .44 with the basketball. This is Mark Schultheis. He gives it up to number 10, Brennan Davis. Outside, drains it.
That's Davis's first 3 points.
Michael Lal fires it up. Count it! Bianco. Driving on Davis. Swain.
Foul is going to be against number 44, Mark Schultheis. Excuse me. Drains his first one.
John Walsh on the board. Lovin comes out of the ball game. That's David Mosier.
Michael Pepin checked in for him. Nails them both. Walsh has 2.
Minute and 40 left. 56-23, a 33-point margin for Davison right now. This is Davis. Drives in, tries to go. He does go around Lal and tried the underhanded flick. John Walsh. Rebound Swain. Fakes, spins, pivots. Walsh with the rebound. Back to Swain.
Walsh showing great effort out there, showing his coach he wants to play.
This is number 1 for the Hornets, Mike Clifford. Less than a minute left to play.
56-25 Davison.
Here you go, Martin Bianco. Count it! Stand by for postgame on DTV. That's what that... Noodle. Off the iron, no good. Put it back up, and it goes.
Noodle says, I don't want to end the game with 4, I want to end the game with 6, and he does.
63, Kearsley Hornets 25. That's your final score from the Big Gym. Smiles and handshakes and sportsmanship all around. The Cardinals now, as you hear the PA announcer saying, 13-1. Still undefeated in the Big Nine.
It's great to hear. Friday they're traveling to Clio. That won't be televised. Then we'll be back here Tuesday against Powers Catholic.
We are standing by awaiting our post-game interview, which will be with Joel Schultz, who's now taking his place next to sideline reporter Matt Smith. Whenever you're ready, guys, take it away.
Am I on? All right, we're here with Joel Schultz, the star player of the game, who ended up with 16 points in this 17 points in this victory over Kearsley. Now, you started off to a shaky start as the whole team with 6 points in the first quarter. What was the difference between the first quarter and the rest of the quarters?
I don't know. We just kind of got into our offense a little better after the first quarter. We came out a little slow. After that, we just got up for the game and put them away.
Now, their leading scorer was Stephen Worden. Was there any special plans on keeping him away from the ball, or how did you guys run your defense?
We're just playing our best defense man-to-man. Everyone on our team can defend whoever they're on, so we didn't really have any special plan.
Is there anything you'd like to say, anything special that happened in this game, or how did you really think you came out on top?
Probably our defense. I held them to 25 points, I think. That'll beat anybody if we hold them to 25 points.
All right, that's all from here on the floor. Back to Jason.
Schultz, 17 points, 6 rebounds. He's been on a tear, Andrew. What do you think?
Great game by Joel. He's a senior leader. He'll be greatly needed during the playoffs. And
man, oh man, at the rate they're going with Schultz and Fracolosi just tearing it up like they've been, and also McMahon playing well, and all the players that Davison got into the game tonight off the bench, going deep.
Just a great game by Davison. Davison plays like this, they'll go through the Big Nine.
That's right. And here you see some more of our image camera shots from tonight's game. Autumn Perry and Dan Putman there, along with technical supervisor Randy Scott. I neglected to mention that former DTV